The game of the day was definitely, I mean, the Colts pulling it out was great, but it was Patriots-Bucs. You just saw the helmets going at it, and they did until the last minute of this one. This was the one. Massive perspective changing win for the Patriots, because going into yesterday, they have this amazing win over Josh Allen and the Bills and all of that. And that was great. But they have some weird losses to the Steelers, losses to the Raiders, so that they needed this one badly to sort of solidify them and really be looked at as the contenders that they are. And they could have gotten the crap beat out of them in this one by this Bucs team. And there were some little weebly wobbly moments, but they pulled it out, and they really are one of the best teams in the AFC with maybe the best quarterback. Who's playing better than Drake Maye right now in the AFC? Nobody. I wasn't buying the schedule talk with them, but they needed this one. And Drake, I liked seeing him respond to some adversity. He showed us why he's a young quarterback, too, with some weird decisions. The ball, the wet ball was a thing. I think wet ball, hand-sized Twitter is going to be a thing. I don't know that Drake Maye has the most experience in weather. Cal Filson says no, so he's going to have to get used to that in the playoffs. I don't want to see any weather if they're going to do anything. But, gosh, the whole question last week was, with this roster, can they go to a Super Bowl? Surely they can. Surely they can. Even with that big red zone turnover, you got to think Drake will learn from that. That is a mistake that Patrick is not going to make. Josh Allen, unlikely to make. That was sort of like that youth and experience. We haven't seen him make a bad decision like that in a bit. But I don't know. I'm so in the defense. Vrabel, just having these guys playing tremendously. I'm here in Nashville where he was the head coach, and then. It's really amazing. Can we look at Hamilton? Can you quickly jump in? What's Vrabes as far as coach of the year on FanDuel Sportsbook? So if you could just look that up. The defense looks phenomenal. And every week the offense is more and more convincing. And it's good to win these like crazy games like this. That's a true contender in the Bucs. I'm not jumping ship on the Bucs yet. I think they win the division. Their road is pretty. But the Patriots, I think they're going to beat the Bills. And I love that they finally gave it to Travion. You drafted him. Pats fans, I'm very plugged into this fan base, Hamilton, before we get to they've been wanting to feed Henderson this entire time, even when Ramondre was healthy, all of this. And he finally got his chance to hit some home runs, and boy, did he hit him out the park.
Yeah, he was phenomenal. And am I allowed to call for some wins of change? Because we have some wins of change here this morning.
Please do.
When it comes to the coach of the year.
It's snowing in Nashville, but I don't know if it's windy. Let me look at the winds of change. Talk to me.
All right. So Mike Vrabel has now overtaken Shane Steichen as the favorite for coach of the year. He's plus 125. Shane Steichen is plus 140. And then everybody else is kind of back at their heels. So it's those two right now at the forefront of the race.
What's the case for Shane over Vrabel, Matthew?
I think it's
bigger wins.
They've had a couple. I think it's the Daniel Jones aspect of it, the perception that, that Daniel was a reclamation project and Steichen is getting the best out of him and making all this work with a quarterback who wasn't super successful in his last spot. I'm just saying that would be the case for Steichen.
No, I'm not saying so.
We'll see how this plays.
Yeah, to make the case.
Yeah. So I think a lot of this is going to determine. If the Colts get that 1 seed, it'll probably be Steichen. If the Patriots end up taking it, it'll probably be Vrabel. I think you also do have to consider with Vrabel, Mike McDonald at plus 450.
No, so it's between. This is a. Oh, though Mike, gosh, the Seahawks looked so good. I think it's as far. Oh gosh, I don't know. I think as far as storylines and I know how this stuff works, it's going to be between Vrabel and it is where it is in Steichen. Hard to not give it to both of them. That's going to be a neck and neck one. That's going to matter game in, game out situationally throughout the season. What were you going to say about Braves?
I was going to say the thing that goes in Vrabel's favor here too is that division. If you unseat the Bills, that's the AFC South was kind of up in the air regardless. It wasn't like a strong team. If you're able to unseat the Bills, if they beat the Bills twice, it's going to be hard not to give it to them.
Drake Maye, best quarterback in the AFC? Yes, by far.
I think he's playing. I think he's playing like it right now. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Are you into Cal wet ball Twitter? Are you into that?
I do think that was absolutely a thing. Yeah, it was. You saw it early. There were throws that were just sailing on him. He's been so accurate all year, and it was clearly affecting him early. And he settled in as the game went. But that will be something to watch as we go into the playoffs. We saw it with Brock Purdy in that Packers game when we got a rainy game, and that Niners offense struggled. I think it could be have a similar type of impact on Drake with having a little bit of a
Yeah.
smaller hand size than the typical quarterback his size.
And I feel like, obviously, if you're talking about like Daniel Jones v. Drake Maye v. whatever, like the run game hasn't been something to write home about with the Patriots this year. It hasn't.
Yeah.
It hasn't clicked really. So we bring up Travion Henderson. We bring up this team as a contender in the AFC, and they are. The Pats were bottom 6. Like, credit to May, credit to everything they're doing defensively to stay in games, win games, all of this. Like, obviously, the decision making of Dre, all this is working. Stephon Diggs, by the way, always making the biggest play of the day on weird spots. Like, he's just meant for these big moments. He's got to be in the playoffs. That onside, like, that's like theater for Stephon Diggs. I will say, and Kyle Williams, it's just fun. It was all really, really fun, and I like how they're doing it. But the run game's a big reason after this win to give them confidence up against the Tampa Bay defense. Like, what are we doing? They were bottom 6, Ham, in both yards, and I know that you know this because you told me this morning. But they were bottom 6 in both yards and yards per carry heading into yesterday's game. So I was like, oh, but if they get Travion going like this is like the Ohio State Travion that we know and love. Why you spent a second round pick. This was like I hope Elliot Wolf is, Elliot with one L is popping bottles of champagne after this game because you look so smart. And this is also like, you look smart for not, like me, I'm like, make a move. You make me look dumb because I said make a move, add something, do something. Like, no, you don't have to do squat at the deadline and you still look like this. So happy for everybody. And this is all going to continue. And I can't wait to see it. By the way, you brought up some winds of change. There are also some winds of change on FanDuel Sports. But, ooh, yeah, lots going on. Winds of change at the most valuable position race. Okay, major turn. So the aforementioned Drake Maye Stafford, they're the co-favorites at plus 300. Jonathan Taylor jumps up to third at plus 500. He gets another 3 touchdowns, early game in Berlin. Insane. He has 244. In that one, which is insane. He cracks top 20 all time. Jonathan Taylor now has 2 of the top 20 single game performances in all of NFL history in his career. Josh Allen drops. This is a steep loss from 1st to 5th after that loss to the Dolphins. What do you guys think about that? Up and Adams show.